and I got little candles to put in them, and I'm gonna go and give them to them and thank them. And I made these nice little, well, I made labels, but anyway, so that's that.
Your team.
And if they have kids, I get little gifts for the kids and pets. So just little things. It's not a lot of money, and I plan way in advance.
It doesn't have to be.
So like I get these items months sometimes in advance. So
there's people who spend less money and put sweat equity into it also.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what it is.
Cookies and the such, right?
Yeah, people are just touched by it. People like to be remembered, and it's just if you plan ahead, you can really.
You're creating a moment that has emotion in it that allows people to connect. Yeah, I think it's great. What else? Anybody else? What are you looking forward to? Anybody? You're not looking forward to anything? No one else?
Not working for 10 days.
What?
Where are you going, girl?
I'm going nowhere. I'm just going to do vacation, but
I don't think you're capable of doing that.
Yeah, I don't think
I call BS on
I
that.
call shenanigans.
I think we might have to do.
I want you to. I would definitely want you to take that time off, but
No,
okay.
yeah, I'm gonna,
Protect it.
yes. So, I mean, we do have escrows closing, but I'm not gonna be here for it.
Excellent.
Good for you.
Wires before ground.
That's why you do all the hard work, to take that time for yourself. Excellent. Anyone else want to share? We'll move on to our capper of the day. No, that's not a capper. Okay.
No, I don't ever get
I
to.
got a little confused. What is it?
I don't get to cap ever.
Oh,
It's a tradition.
Oh,
Yay!
congratulations, Charlotte. Go for Sam. Last week?
Capping? No,
No,
it's
no.
just a thing, and I don't want to break the streak. It's been years.
You broke your.
We're talking about the broker
I
exam.
know that I did get.
Oh, that's what I'm
Capping,
talking. That's what I'm.
capping, we don't talk
Oh,
about.
we don't talk about
It's
that.
like Bruno, we don't talk.
It's like Fight Club. It's like Fight Club. The first rule about capping is don't talk about capping.
Thank you for the inspiration.
All right, congratulations, Charlotte.
So awesome.
And hey, Brian, come up front. This is the last week. Come on.
Leave us, Brian.
Come on. He could not have chosen a more pragmatic kind of time to go.
Hey, I'm closing on the 28th. What is that?
You're not gonna be here.
What do you mean you're leaving?
Yep. I'm gonna
That was worth you coming around the bend.
like it says, send anything you got closing early to me. I'll make sure that it's all set so that escrow is ready to take care of it. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, Brian.
have a nice trip.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
To the motherland,
Oh, what's your motherland?
Philadelphia.
But you're not looking forward to it? Okay, you didn't mention it. So what are you looking forward to?
What are you looking forward to in Philly?
Gosh.
Cold weather?
Yeah, I guess just seeing all my friends and family.
Yeah. Okay, all right. That was an easy pick, but I'll let you slide. Tomorrow is the holiday party.
There you go.
And that is at Vertigo in Glendale. Very, very easy. If you haven't RSVP'd, don't worry about it. Just show up. But at this point, right, we have a basic understanding of how many people are showing up. No Christina, no Charlotte, no.
What? No, well, obviously I'm going.
No, 2 out of 3 over there. Lorna.
That wasn't all
Who
in the
is?
end.
Lorna,
I'm
what the what?
Let's not.
sorry. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'd rather be there.
Oh, all right. Also, morning show
Yes, and on that note, and the holiday awareness,
schedule.
the schedule is going to just shift a little for the holidays. Our last morning show will be on the 20th, which I think is a Wednesday. And we will wish you all happy holidays, and then we'll see you again on January 3rd. Yeah, that's right, baby.
Disturbing as it is, right?
But you can always reach us by phone. No joke. If you're on consistently on the 9 o'clock call and you need something, call me. I'm always available.
The best.
Love 'em.
All right, Christie keeps on going with his sellers, work with buyers and sellers, make and receive offers, negotiate offers and get to close. Wrapping that up this year. Also, Scott Leroy never stops. Nurture your database, email campaigns, design, DocuSign 101, command overview, setting goals for 2024. Done a few business planning clinics and new paid ads 101. Ethan did that class a couple weeks ago, right? Want it? You're next. Is that what's next?
2 more.
Oh, 2 more. All right, 19 meeting. Right after this, 12:30. Let's have some fun. And then there's TikTok paid ad experience.
Speaking of paid
TikTok.
ads, yes. And the new paid ad experience command just released a TikTok paid ad experience, which is super cool. You don't need a TikTok account in order to use this feature. KW has a global account that they use to run your ads, but of course you keep all the leads, right? Super easy to do. Once you're logged into command, you just go into the campaigns applet and click on the paid ad quick start button here. And then you're going to choose the non-listing US and Canada only TikTok ad here. It's the only one that has a little TikTok icon. And then it just walks you through the process of creating the ad. You're going to choose your targeting. For us, it's going to be California. And then you're going to write a little, just 100-character little blurb here, little text, body text for the ad. So you could create an ad about maybe an open house that you're having or a new listing that you have, or you can use the neighborhood nurture videos in command and you can create a paid ad that way. But it has to be a video ad and it has to have sound in order for it to be accepted. All right, and then once you do that, you're going to select your media from the library. Again, you can choose something you created here in command, or you can add something. So if you create a video on your phone, maybe a walkthrough of a listing, you can upload it here from your device. All right, and then again, so you don't have to have your own TikTok account to do this, but you will have to input your name here or your business name here so that it looks like it's coming from your TikTok account.
Why wouldn't you want a TikTok account?
Well, some agents just don't have them.
Because of the rabbit hole.
This is the rabbit hole. But what? So you're gonna jump into KW's rabbit hole, or you're gonna have your own rabbit hole?
Exactly.
Right, of course, that's my point.
With the TikTok account.
You have to look at
You
TikTok.
use that hour every day.
Hour. Oh, I wish it was only an hour.
You get that report on your phone of how many
No,
hours
I
you've
don't do
been on.
notifications. That's
You're
like,
like-
no, that's painful. Sorry, Ethan.
So you'll just put your business name in here or your own name, your profile name, and then you can upload your headshot, right? And so when KW runs an ad, it'll look like it's coming from you.
And how, it gets routed.
Yep. And then any ads that you run, you're going to want to add a landing page as the URL that you point them to once they click on your ad. So you can put in a landing page for your listing, or you can put in your KW website here, and it'll direct them to your website after they click on it. Then you're going to choose your duration. Super easy. Something else that's super cool now in the paid ads experience is it used to be that you had to schedule your ads for the future, but now you can schedule them and publish them the same day. It could take anywhere between 1 and 24 hours for it to be approved, but usually it takes a couple hours. So that's cool. But you do have a minimum spending limit on the TikTok paid ad experience. It's $26.67 per day that you have to spend.
And is there a certain amount of days that you have to?
No, you can choose the duration, but I recommend at least 5 to 7 days minimum,
Sure.
just to get
Get that party started.
Yeah,
Are there any demographics that can be chosen on TikTok or
no
no?
demographics, just location for now. Yeah,
State, just state location?
just stay for now. Yeah,
Not even like Southern California,
Yeah.
but just state.
I'll
Okay.
give you more stats once they
Yeah,
run
of
these
course,
and
of
you
course.
have more metrics for us. And then you'll choose your billing. You'll see your preview over here, and if everything looks good, you can go ahead and purchase it. And then the leads, when they come in, will go straight into your command database, and you'll get a notification through the app, right? And then you know to follow up with them.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, I mean, even more reason to build your own brand on TikTok, right?
Absolutely.
It's negligible not to. Yeah, yeah. Because, you're in the state of California, at least, people in California are seeing it. Yeah, go ahead.
So if you have no listing, or can't feature a listing, if I go in there and feature a neighborhood, would it show some of the neighborhood? Or
It could be you walking around the neighborhood, talking, just having a little splash page of neighborhood shots, right? Your favorite houses in Hancock Park, or about, you know what I mean? And there's different kinds, I'm sorry, I spend too much time on TikTok. There's different, it could be video, but also there are photo scroll throughs that you can create for TikTok also.
In the designs uploading command, you can create a neighborhood snapshot update. It's like a little video that will give like market stats or like the different neighborhoods, new listings on the market, average days on the market. You can create all that in command, and then you can just upload it here and publish it.
Yeah, just be aware that TikTok is a visual media, okay? More than anything else, I would say. Or at least that's what it is for me. And I get a little pissy when it's not. About to read too much.
So wear a pink cowboy hat.
All day. Hey, Ethan. Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool, Ethan, thank you.
Amazing. Of course, sir. Andy, you've been so patient.
Hi,
You
you're
doing today?
blowing through these slides.
Oh,
What's
well, I want to get to the sooner I get through the slides, the sooner I get to the holiday. Right?
So the Fed just had their announcement. They've been in a 2-day meeting, of course, discussing inflation and so forth. The PPI numbers came out, which is the producer price index. This is the inflation number. Essentially, it means the prices that businesses pay to suppliers before the goods reach consumers. And this isn't necessarily the Fed's favorite indicator of inflation, but it is definitely an indicator of the direction that the CPI and so forth will then follow. Because if businesses are paying lower in prices for supplies, that then trickles down to consumers, right? And so long story short, those numbers for the PPI came in essentially flat. They were expecting a pretty big increase, which would then carry over into increased inflation. And they weren't, they were flat. And so they weren't expecting that. The Fed came out in their meeting just a few minutes ago and said they anticipate several rate cuts in 2024.
That's good news, guys. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we're on the right direction. All of these things work together, and obviously they're indicators of the direction that things are going. The economy is certainly slowing. Like I mentioned a meeting or two ago too, look at unemployment numbers. Certainly seasonality plays into it, and seasonal workers play into it. If retail sales start to slow, which they have, obviously that's going to impact seasonal employment and seasonal hires, unemployment rates, et cetera. Those are all indicators of recession. And, the Fed, they can't get too far down this direction without causing a disaster. So they did say today several rate decreases next year. So that's exciting news.
Great news. And Christmas spending, let's see or holiday spending, let's see how that goes. My wife's doing her part. She's not as voracious this year as she was in every other year. That I hope my daughters aren't disappointed. But
well, it'll be interesting to see where people are spending their money, because the largest portion of the CPI numbers, for instance, are shelter, and that includes things like Airbnb and travel and so forth. Yeah. We'll see how those are impacted. Are people spending less money in travel? Yeah. I will say, for me personally, having several Airbnb properties, you can see a difference. There is a decline for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, you bet.
Good news, right? I feel better. Are you feeling okay today?
I've been better. It's turned into a major sinus infection, so
Oh,
All
no,
right.
your birthday's coming up. I'm sorry.
it is. On Friday, I'll be in bed.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, well, lots of love your way. Bye, Andy. And guess who's here in person? Not Mary Kay, but Raha.
I'm here.
It matches you. Yeah, you actually look like your picture opposed to me.
Hi, everyone. Today I wanted to kind of talk about some agents that have come to me that are very frustrated with themselves because they have to constantly go back to their clients with documents to sign. The reason being is they're not looking at the checklist that we have. The checklist is so beautiful and pretty, and we put it all together for you guys. They're all in the Office Drive. It's there for a reason. And if you could look at it in the beginning, when you get the listing or when you are sending all the documents out, take a look at that, make sure that you have all the documents so you don't have to constantly go back and forth with them. They get frustrated, you get frustrated, then, you know, it just holds up everything. If you guys have questions about where to find any of these forms, you can always reach out to me or Rich. We're happy to help you. Use us as a resource. If you have any questions on how your clients need to sign certain things or which documents to add, please reach out to us. I am happy to take a call anytime to have you have the right set of documents. It will help you, it will help your client, and it will help me in the end. So.
Rama, I would just say also that it's important for us to manage the expectations of our clients. A lot of them are either first-time home buyers or they haven't purchased in a long time, and the document situation has changed. There are a lot, and if you just let them know, you're going to be signing throughout the transaction. If you don't get everything up at the beginning, which is unlikely, they just should be prepared for that. So, and not so surprised and annoyed.
Right, because they do get annoyed because they always say, I didn't do all of this when I bought the house. Well, that was, you know,
5 years ago or 10 years ago, but I'm gonna tell you, I have clients that repeat buy annually. They'll buy a couple properties every year, and I still have to go through the contract with them every single time, like it's the first time.
but just, you know, look at the checklist, make sure you have everything so that you don't get frustrated and you don't have to go back and forth all the time. I
Or
see it
hire
all the
Raha,
time.
and she'll take care of it for you.
Yeah.
It's a simple solution.
Yeah.
There you go.
Had to do a plug for myself.
But yeah, these two make it sound, you know, like you're giving away responsibility.
Oh, no.
You are the producer of this experience, and it's your responsibility, yours, to get all that stuff done, okay?
You still
It's
have
not,
to-
it's.
the relationship is between you and the client. Raha is supporting,
Absolutely.
you know, it's a supporting admin for you for the transaction, but you know, you have to have that conversation with the client about what these disclosures that they're signing.
Yes,
Not Raha.
Right.
yes,
So
she
don't
does
want
not,
your clients fussing
she
at
gets paid,
Raha.
if you're a good person, if you talk to her nicely, she'll send the DocuSign for you, right? If she has to, right? But that's not her job either, right? It's your job.
She
Right?
does so much
She-
more than is her.
Absolutely. But she doesn't know how to say no,
Right.
right? So I'm
It's not
saying
helping
no,
you
I'm
adding
saying
that
no
to her
for
plate.
her.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying no for her. And
Let's go back to the important part.
if there's a situation, then, you know, there's
Know the
always
forms.
support.
Know the forms, because you're gonna be the one
Yeah.
asked.
Please
Yeah.
look at the checklist. That's all I
Yeah.
wanted to say.
Yeah.
Checklist.
I don't
That's
want
my
them to-
favorite word of the year, checklist.
Yeah. Because Tracy and Charlotte both go in deep with their clients. They're having the conversation. Raha's, you know, administering some of the paperwork and the such, and if, you know, she's a teammate, right? If there's something that has to be done that, you know, that could be done more easily or you can't get to, you can ask her nicely to do you a favor.
Yeah, you can ask me any types of questions. I'm
And-
really happy.
and
When I'm
again, I've
going
already
through the
told you yes or
compliance,
no.
no, but when I'm going through the compliance, I'd much rather just be like, oh, this is brilliant, plus A+, than have to go back and forth with you. Trust me. So I'm happy to help get it right the first time.
And you should still hire. Yeah,
Yeah.
all right, scoot along. So, I mean that in, oh, please. don't. Mary Kay, are you here today?
Yes, I'm here today. Hi,
How are
everyone.
you? I was just at Michael's at Vertigo last night for the West Side Party. It was wonderful. We're very, very excited about tomorrow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being such a great partner and a support mechanism for this office and all the other offices. You're the best.
Thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't make it yesterday. I was in another event. And when Mike is at a place,
It's party season.
we share. So I'm gonna do my best to be there for you tomorrow and make
We'd
sure
love to see you.
they give you more beef cheeks or whatever you're ordering, so they can.
Okay.
So I have a great news. I don't know if some of you saw it on Instagram, but I'm gonna be a grandma. So for the first time, my daughter is 5.5 months pregnant. She's having a boy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're so excited. I cannot imagine.
Congratulations. It's lots of fun.
Thank you. Everybody says that. I'm waiting to see what that feeling is gonna be. And I'm excited. We're all excited. We're just hoping that, she has so far everything is good, healthy baby and easy delivery. And then the rest, I'm gonna enjoy the rest, but that's what I wanted to share with you. But I also wanna remind you guys, when you're asking for an inspection, when you email me, I'm gonna put the office email address in the chat too, because I'm traveling all the time, or I'm in a Zoom meeting. I don't go to my emails very often, and sometimes it happens that I've seen an email and oh my God, I didn't get back to them on time. So I'm gonna put info@agpic in the chat, and me. You can also CC Belle at the front desk. And if you need to talk to me, or if you want me to schedule, text me, please. That's easier. My number will be in the chat. So that's one. And second, very quickly, I want to remind you about the importance of the walkthrough that we do. I'm hoping that, you get credit for your transactions when you do the renegotiation. But if you have not done that, and if they're fixing anything, last week we went back to another walkthrough. There were 8 items that they were going to fix. One of them was plumbing, electrical, there was a roof problem, and there was some safety issues, I think, in the foundation. And by the way, from 8, only 1 was done. The rest were done fast, like my son says. I'm sorry that I used the bad word. But my husband was like, I cannot believe that if we didn't go there, most of the items were not, even though they had invoices and, receipts. I don't know who's fixing these things. So please remember, we're the only ones who go to your walkthrough. But we only go to the walkthrough if we have done the inspection, because we know what items we have checked and what the problem is. That's one. And second, also remember to check for the insurances. Now that everything went up on the price, the insurances went up on the price too for our inspection company. Many of the companies do not have it. They're not renewing it. And they're sending you certificates of something else, not insurance for the inspectors. So when you're asking them, if you're using anyone else, please ask them for their insurance certificate. Make sure that it's not expired, and make sure it is an inspection certificate, okay? I love you guys. Well, thank you for
Love
everything.
you, Mary. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
I'm gonna do my
Congratulations.
best. I'm going to another office meeting, but it's at 4. Office holiday party, but I'm gonna do my best to come by. And I also am, Andy, I'm sorry about your sinus, but if you want to reach out to me, I have this new sinus, because I have sinus problems too, that I found. It's amazing. It helps when you spray it, because I've used so many of them. Text me, I'll send you the name, and I'll text you the picture.
Oh, thank you, Mary.
Okay, I
You're the
love you
sweetest.
guys, and I'll see you
Have a
guys.
great- Happy
Thank you.
holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you too. Thank you.
Bye, Mary Kay.
Okay, Haley.
Hi,
Are you
guys.
with us? How you doing today, Haley?
I'm doing good, thank you. Today I just have a quick update for you guys. Firstly, if anyone was having any issues logging into Title Toolbox, they were having some technical issues this week, but it is now working again. And then secondly, I just wanted to reiterate the importance of pulling title prior to going to your listing appointments. You guys want to make sure that you guys have all the facts prior to your appointment, and it can also really help you stand out against other agents. I can help you guys identify any liens attached to the property, as well as verify who is on title. which is extremely important. You guys want to make sure you are speaking to the person who has the rights to sell the property. And you also want to make sure that you're speaking to everybody who is on title. So prior to your next listing appointment, please make sure you guys reach out so I can provide you with all the property information you guys need. And that's it. Thank you.
Can I
And
add-
that's a great tip, by the way, Haley.
Can I add to that really quickly? I have been in situations where people didn't realize certain family members were on title. So it is so important to
All the
go
time.
in knowing that ahead of time, because granted, sometimes they don't want to hear that news, but you need to be the one to know that news and say, hey, guess what? Your mother-in-law is also on this house. And they're like, what? And you got to deal with that. And so that's something really important, and she can help you figure it out if you don't see it on the title yourself. So
I'm in escrow right now, which I want to even seasoned agents don't always look at the title report, which you should. And another thing about the title report is that I was talking to the sellers, except they forgot to tell me that the title of the property is under a vesting of a trust as opposed to their names. And the title report actually wasn't updated to that. So we had to send in a representative capacity and an amendment to escrow in the middle of escrow, which doesn't feel good, obviously, because you want to have that squared away in the beginning of your listing. So again, to Haley's point, yeah, you should definitely pull title, but you should also confirm with the sellers and say, hey, I just want to make sure that the property deed is under this X, Y, and Z name, or is it under a trust? Were you able, did you ever transfer it over to a trust or anything? Because a lot of people transfer it to living trust, and that always doesn't get updated.
Excellent.
And what you see on her title toolbox or whatever title company you use, their app is not necessarily accurate either. I have a situation right now where I sold the house to the seller a couple years ago. We're selling it again, but there was a divorce with the previous owner and they were transferring title. And for some reason, that paperwork got filed the day after my client closed. So when you go onto the title app, it looks like the old seller is still the owner, and they're not, and it's correctable and it's easy to do, but you just want to make sure all of that is sorted out, or you're going to start getting offers in somebody else's name.
and it can be panic inducing to the current owner.
Yeah.
So be aware that it's something that can be handled. It's just a little bit of a hiccup.
It's all solvable, but you want to look good. Go ahead.
Another reason why it's so important to just start the process so early on, so that you are aware of everything that could come up in title, or if it's, some sort of family dispute or anything. You don't want to do that while you're 10 days into escrow.
Yep.
If you get the listing, if you do your research, if you have everything, you are prepared, your client is prepared, and you won't delay everything for everybody else.
Please don't be that agent that forgets to order the 9A. Please don't.
That also,
So
especially
many
now, it
things
takes
to
too long.
prepare As soon as you get the listing agreement signed. There's
Yeah.
so many things to prepare.
Well, and to Charlotte's earlier point is the property profile isn't a title report or a prelim or anything like that. It really is a sketch comparatively, right? Haley?
It's usually accurate, but you want to check with your seller and double
It's
check.
not 100%
Right.
all the time.
Like
That's
everything
just-
in life.
Yeah, there's always room for error.
It's a good step.
Surprises are
Haley, again.
bad.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Okay. Duncan in the room.
In the house.
In the house with its.
Oh, she loves those.
Come on, say.
She
Don't
loves
get it.
There you go.
All right.
She gets a good shot.
Yeah, let's, the sugar still. you
Sure.
gotta get
Oh,
the
no,
sugar.
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna post.
It looked like you said something important.
I mean, I did.
Oh,
didn't
good.
I?
There we go.
All right, hi, guys. Thank you. I just first want to say thank you. This has been my favorite office I've worked for so far since I've been at Fidelity. And I'm actually skipping a different holiday party at one of my other offices tomorrow to come to your holiday party. So thank you for welcoming me. It's been an amazing experience with you guys so far. So
You came out of the box real strong.
I know, I
You
tried.
did.
Duncan's been great. He's
No,
been
seriously.
amazing.
Thank you.
I know Fidelity wasn't able to resolve all of our issues, but Duncan's been very attentive to whatever fiasco, and we call him on the weekends. He still reaches back out.
Boy.
He's He's done his own 10% to help along the way.
You know, and it's funny because I was talking with an agent at a different office about this yesterday, and I used to work for, you know, I've been in title escrow and agent myself, and I used to work for an independent home warranty company that was local, and they ended up going under. But the point is it was the same at that home warranty company with, you know, the company support and those types of things. Obviously, Fidelity is much bigger. We have a lot more volume, but we also have a lot more resources. But, you know, the bar is set very low in home warranty in general.
Yeah.
And that's something that doesn't matter if you're dealing with Old Republic, what company, American Home Shield, it doesn't matter. It's all the same that way. In fact, I said this in a different meeting, but we all use the same third-party contractors. So if you get a crappy contractor with First American, you might get it with Fidelity. So that's where I'm able to really step in. And the exciting news is I just got a new claim specialist. Her name is Tanisha, and she has been amazing since she started. She started with us about a month ago. And she steps in. I've had, you know, my old claim specialist, I've had to go back and forth with. I've had to check up with things with Tanisha. She's been on it. She calls my clients. She calls the homeowners. She really takes ownership. She steps in, and she's been a great resource to have. So like Christina, when we had that claim, I didn't have her yet. And there was a lot more back and forth with that HVAC claim than I would have liked. But now we have her, and that's eliminating a lot of that. So just rest assured that, you know, with me and her, I think you guys are going to be in good hands. And, you know, I push for our company to cover as much as possible, but obviously it's an insurance company, so they're in the business to not cover everything, right? So, you know, I'm just transparent about that, but I know that the bar is set very low. And it's funny because I had this guy who was trying to be a hard ass and was like trying to shop me with other companies. And I go, and I think one other company might have been like $5 cheaper. And I go look at their Yelp reviews now, and you'll see there's not above a 1-star review. And honestly, it's probably the same for our company. But at the end of the day, I told him, I said, the bar is set very low. And he's like, well, why should I choose you over them? I said, because of me, because I'm going to handle all that for you. You won't have to deal with Fidelity. And I said, if you're going to go to this competitor and you don't have a me, and you call that 800 number, all I could say is good luck. And I literally told him that, because that's how it goes in home warranty across the board, unfortunately. So, you know, I'm used to representing companies where, you know, I used to sell real estate in Beverly Hills, right? I've dealt in the luxury space. So I've worked in luxury hotels as a concierge. So I'm used to white glove service. So it's very interesting to work in an industry that has none, but that's where I step in and can really take care of you guys. And I think my experience in the luxury market in other industries also helps with that. So when I say all that, a couple more things. We have some really pretty desk calendars, and they're no longer those huge, ugly things that no one wants to put on their desk. They're very sexy. So if you want one of these, they're going to be in the back. And then for closing gifts, and holiday gifts, it's always great to gift your client a home warranty if the seller's not paying for it. So we have these lovely gift certificate things that look better than this one, but the point is you can get these from me, and it's just a nice gift. It comes in a nice envelope just to say to your client, hey, I paid for the home warranty. This is a gift for you. So you can present it to them like that. These are free. So if you need those, let me know. And I thought I had one more thing, but I can't think of it now. But I'm excited to see you all tomorrow.
Yay.
And that's it. That's all I have.
Thank you, Duncan.
Yep.
Thank you. All right. Did you get enough shots there? Let's see, whose birthday? Oh, wow, look at this. Michelle Lima, Cecilia, Stacy Lumbreezer, Carlos, Corey. Batani. But let's go to Batani. I'll go to the second name, Batani. Also, Jordan, Shin, Shinjin Kim is, well, there's Tiffany and Shinjin Kim, who, I'm trying to think who is that? No, I don't mean who is that as in, who is that? Like, what is their, like, What do I know them as? Oh, I'm screwing it up. It's not you.
Americanized name?
No, okay, yeah. You know who it is?
Yeah, you just messing with him.
All right,
She used to work with me.
Nina? No,
That's true.
huh?
Never mind.
Christina goes through a lot.
Teasing.
Phoebe. Oh, Phoebe. No, oh.
No.
Chloe. I said
Oh, Chloe.
Oh,
My brain. Happy birthday, Chloe. Barentine Group, close, I better stand up. There's not enough blood going to my brain apparently. Barentine Group, closing Hope Street, congratulations. Antron on Larrabee, and Ali on Cabana, congratulations. Anna Dragana on Cezanne, Rob Marin on Roosevelt, Barentine Group on La Jolla, also, and Lena on Stratford.
Yay, everybody.
That's a good move in real estate, right? Congratulations. Yay. New escrows, Byron and Beatrice. Look at her, she's taking big.
Congratulations, I have first one.
Caleb Tanner, congratulations, and Heidi Davis, as well as Lena, all have new escrows this week. Excellent. Congratulations on some closed leases. Cedric and both have 2 closed leases. And a closed referral, Andrew Keller said, wow. Andrew Keller in Keller, Texas. And he's with Keller Williams. What's that?
Do you own the town?
Not as far as I know.
There, you never know.
No, but he does now. Let's see, single family, Laura Anderson has a new listing on Hargis. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,662 square feet, 1.425. John Barentine and the Barentine Group have a beautiful pink number, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 974 square feet with just under $1 million on Isabel Drive. What's where is Isabel?
Not Washington.
Not Washington?
Maybe it has views.
It has some, it looks like it has some views. You see that slant right there, and there's a little view out there.
See the side.
Some upside potential on that, right? Young Her. It's getting real gamey today. Young Her. I take full responsibility. Young Her on Traction has a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for $3,350 a month for 1,880. Let's try that again for 1,880 square feet. Anna Lee on Tremaine has a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 900 square feet for $2,750. Also on has Arnez in Beverly Hills at 3,600 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, a little over 1,000 square feet. Horace, or as we like to call him, Champ. Champ has a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 750 square feet for $1,700 on Mansfield, sun drenched. As well as the same building, another 2-bedroom, 1-bath for 2,400 square feet. All right, pocket listings coming soon. What you got? Come on, Christina.
So I have an RTI project over in Culver City at the Culver Press on Madison. It's in a cul-de-sac. We're selling obviously, the property, but we're selling it with fully permitted plans for a single family home that comes with a 2-bedroom ADU. The front home is going to be about I want to say maybe a little over 4,000 square feet with the ADU. The whole total square footage of the house buildable envelope is over 5,000 square feet. And it's got room for a pool. It's sitting over it's sitting on over 7,000 square foot of lot, which is very rare in Culver City. Culver Press is one of the most prominent neighborhoods of Culver City as well. It's right by downtown Culver. And we're offloading this at 2.250. Yeah, why are you laughing?
Sounds like you don't want it, girl.
Yeah.
The thing
We're
is-
trying to dump this on somebody for 2.5.
Well, I mean, it's an opportunity. Culver City is really super hard to, and it's for, so ideally it's for an end user who wants to build their dream house. So the developer that is actually, that we're releasing this with, he's my favorite developer. He's a guy that does Culver City. He did my last Marcia, not the last escrow, but the previous escrow on Marcia. He just does just an impeccable job. And we're offering in 3 scenarios, someone to just buy outright the property with the plans, or they can have the developer actually build it out for them and they can pay him to do that. And, or if there's a developer who'd like to JV, which means joint venture the project, he's also open to that as well. So there's different scenarios. We're going to be launching it January 6th. I'm actually doing pre-showings for certain developers. I'm starting even tomorrow. So if you've got someone, if you want the OM, I'm happy to release it to you. If you've got buyers, I'm happy to help you navigate that with your buyer too. So just let me know if you've got anyone that's interested in a really large.
What's on the lot right now?
Right now, it's a front house and a back house. It had a tenant, we removed the tenant. It's on an R2, so we can build more on it.
What's the cost of the build?
I think the cost of the build is probably about 1.5, I would say, something like close to 2 million, I think. I mean, I just know that the building is gonna be just beautiful, just by who it's being, you know, who's in charge of the developer.
Designing it, yeah.
Yeah, and his design team, his architectural team is very good. And they don't, so one thing that he does that's really, really smart, and the thing that you have to look for when you're looking at RTI projects is that there's some architects don't really care who's doing the end work of it. And so they put a lot of materials into the build that is very costly. For instance, like steel beams. Even if you're building a 2nd-story home, some of these architects are installing steel beams into the plans, which is one of the most costly parts of the development. So obviously, contractors, developers prefer wood frame because they're cheaper in the cost of the material cost. So that's one thing. So he's very sensitive to that. So the build out is going to be very sensitive to that cost as well.
Well, I think that, and I was thinking about this when you started this conversation, and I thought it was interesting is that, and I think notable, is that these plans and permits were created for a developer with an eye for economy, right? And to get the most out of that space,
Right.
Or that lot that he possibly could. So he was trying to build it for resale.
Absolutely.
And in that, you get like it's a different perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, like I said, yeah, because some architects who really don't care and they're just flipping it, they're going to design it in a manner that's very costly for whoever's going to have to do the end work, you know? So this is one of those things that's very sensitive to that. So, you know, and obviously, if it's an end user, they have the opportunity to build their custom home after the project is done. Yeah, it's an approved box with an ADU and room for a pool. The thing is that whoever buys and builds this out, they're going to have about $1 million of equity immediately, which is far from unheard of. Because when we did the pro forma, if we end up building it out, we're going to sell it at 5. Yeah, because that's what it calls for in that district with this size.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, interesting. Excellent. Anyone else, popular listings coming soon?
I have a really sweet condo coming in Toluca Lake on Woodbridge. It's a really nice, quiet walking street. It's a 1st floor condo, so parts of it are a little bit dark, but it does get a lot of south sun in the bedrooms and the living room. It's big, almost 1,600 square feet, and it has a really big private patio. So for somebody with a dog or something like that, the HOAs are a little high, but it does include earthquake insurance. Really nice building. So if you have anybody looking over there, let me know. And 409 North Norton, we just had a massive price reduction. We really need to sell this. It is a duplex with a unit in the back. It is not a triplex. It is a duplex with a unit in the back. With the current
permitted unit?
The way it's permitted is a little funky, but that's
for all intents and purposes.
it's permitted as a workshop. It's permitted, it's got a C of O, but it's got an M1 C of O from 1990. Yeah. So anyway, but with the new loan limits, we just lowered the price to 1.5. There is not a property in the Larchmont area that you can get at that price. The building is, the main building is, I don't know, 2,700 and change square feet. The back is another little under 900. It does need some work, so it needs somebody who's got a little bit of cash to put on a new roof, stuff like that. It definitely could use some updates, but if you've got somebody who's looking a starter kind of thing, but maybe they've got some cash, they could live in the 2-bedroom, 2-bath, they could collect income, they could fix it up as they went along. And with these new loan limits, I think you go up to 1.4 something, like you're almost at the purchase price. So they could get it with 5% down. We will have absolutely no problem appraising. So please let me know if you have anybody. It's not a developer property. It is not a fix and flip. It is not a build. The lot is too small, but for someone who wants to live there for a couple years and then have a good rental property afterwards, it's a really good deal.
What's the tenancy situation?
The tenant in the back, it's technically a commercial lease, but she does live there, so that makes it a little bit funky. She does not have a kitchen. She doesn't seem to care. She's paying $27.95. The girls upstairs are lovely. They're paying $32.50. They'll be raised in February. I don't know the legality of the unit in the back and how, if you wanted that space, it's a really cool unit, like 18-foot ceilings, amazing for an artist. If you wanted to use it yourself, I spoke with David and Neil. It's vague. You might have to pay relocation, you might not. I don't know. But she wants to stay and she's paying good rent. So there's that.
Excellent. Excellent.
And the GRM is under 12.
That's
Again,
amazing.
unheard of.
Let's chip in. There you go.
I have a little something for everyone to keep in the back of their mind. I have listings coming up. I'm not exactly sure the time frame, but if you know anyone looking or might be looking in Laverne, which is the place I will have to familiarize myself with.
Yeah, you're like all the way around.
And I just looked it up, and it looks like it's very much east.
Laverne
So
is south of downtown LA.
yeah, and it looks like it's like near San Dimas. So all I think is,
See a lot of industrial, because you're outside the tax, we're outside the tax,
No,
the
Laverne's not
city
that
tax,
So
so
it's
a lot of
like,
companies,
It's a decent area. I'm familiar with Laverne.
Alhambra.
There's a,
No.
there's a
No,
college, there's a
so
university out
Laverne,
there.
it's like north of Diamond Bar and north of like La Puente, Azusa, and it's by
It's
the
off the
210.
215,
But it's right,
By the 210.
yeah, 210.
210, sorry, 210.
and I
But it's right
also,
against downtown, isn't it?
So past La Cañada?
La Cañada is east, and we're talking like southeast.
yes,
Like
Alright,
England.
anyway.
It's north.
Is it LA County?
well,
Yeah, it's north, it's East LA County. You go Pomona and then Laverne. Pomona,
Yeah,
Laverne, San Dimas,
so it's east, and it looks like
and
it's
then
kind of a-
Covina and Azusa.
Anyway, so that, keep that in mind if you have anyone looking in that area. And then I also have a condo coming up in Anaheim. And I'm gonna know more about that soon as well after the new year.
I hope you don't lease your
I see
car.
an electric car in your future.
Oh, I own everything.
I want to talk to you about the Laverne.
Oh, fabulous.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Anyone else, anyone online have,
Joey, I just have a note. I recently learned something and I just wanted to share so that everybody is aware. The insurance piece of whether it's like a purchase agreement, purchase transaction, or a rental, insurance is taking much longer than usually. California FAIR plan for, especially for properties in high fire areas, about 3 weeks now. So get started on the insurance, and soon as you open the deal, I recently found out that like there's a time delay with the renter's insurance as well, especially for properties in high fire areas. So don't forget about this very important piece of any deal.
Oh, it's funny, it's because before everyone says, get your prelim. Right now, it's get your insurance.
And if you're on the listing
And
side,
Charlotte,
make gently remind the buyer's
just
agent
do
to
it
do
all.
so.
What was that, Charlotte? I missed that. I'm sorry.
If you're on the listing side, gently remind the buyer's agent to do so.
Yeah,
As soon as you get in the contract.
yeah, like day one. Before. they
And
get
what
to
I
you.
do on the listing side, especially in the high fire areas, is I check with the insurance broker to find out if it's gonna be a problem. So that, because a lot of the, when you've got a new buyer's agent, maybe and they're excited and gung ho and they don't realize, and then your deal falls apart because of insurance. So be
It's
helpful and
possible
provide them
that it
information.
didn't exist, not so sure. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Anybody else?
Oh, yeah, and since this is the last meeting of the year, I still have a lease, one of my leases. It is not on the MLS. It will probably, if I don't lease it before January, then I'll put it on the MLS in January. 3-bedroom, 2-bath over by the Grove, 2 parking spaces, 1,700 square feet, renovated, hardwood floors, $49.50. So if you have anybody, and are not Haya, who has somebody who never seems to come over, but.
And you get Charlotte as the landlord.
And you get Charlotte as the landlord.
Just got that photo this morning, from yesterday.
I'm teasing. We've just been talking about it for 3 weeks, so.
All right, let's see, anybody else online have, popular listing coming soon they'd like to share? No? Anybody? There's a question. What's the question, Brian?
Just Rob talking about Laverne.
Oh, what did they say about?
Why don't you, if you have a question about Laverne, reach out to Tracy. There you go.
Do that.
Oh, once
I'll
a
find
needs,
the
fill the
answer.
bucket. Anybody? Wants or needs? Anyone has any wants or needs? No? Not refreshing. Okay. I'm grateful for you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for tolerating me. What's that?
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, yeah, tomorrow is the last night of Hanukkah, right? Is that correct? Yeah. And then we're on the road. Okay. Have a great week. Have a great, no, I did not do Zoom Casa, sorry about that. But now I am. Lauren.
Thanks, Joey.
It's a fake me out. They should have put you before the last slide, right? How you doing, Lauren?
Hi, I was starting to think that you'd forgotten about me, but good afternoon, everyone.
Did not.
How are you? To be brief.
Jump in there. So if you haven't heard about Zoom Casa before, but we've actually been talking about it for a while now. There have been some success stories that have been shared in the office meeting. Zoom Casa is our partner that offers a bunch of different services. They're our concierge service. They can do bridge loans. They could do construction loans. They could do. They'll actually do work on properties that you're about to sell, and then the cost of that comes out of the proceeds. So there's a lot of different ways to use Zoom Casa, and we have had a lot of success. It's a great tool in your toolkit that we're going to hear more about. Go ahead, Lauren. It's all you now.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I promise to be brief. My name is Lauren McCarroll, and I am your Zoom Casa account executive. And as you may know, we power the KW Concierge program. So when you think about KW Concierge, you might be most familiar with our pre-sale home prep program. And we've seen in past performance that homes prepared by KW Concierge pre-sale home prep increase in value by 6.4% and are spending half the time on market. So when we talk about pre-sale home prep, we're basically addressing anything that may increase the value of the property before it hits the market or even while it's on the market, or anything that may come up in an inspection report that needs to be remedied. So that can be as minimal as staging, decluttering, deep cleaning, all the way up to pool repair, roof repair, termite remediation, etc. The budget will be based on your seller's equity in the home. That's kind of how we qualify them for the pay upon closing option. So a brief step by step about the process. First, you have to submit the listing to us on our platform. It's really simple. It's a 30-second form. From there, it's going to go through a brief underwriting process where we do pull title, check the LTV, make sure there aren't too many outstanding liens against the property. This will both determine the budget and also qualify whether or not your client is approved for the pay upon closing option. As long as they're approved, it's assigned to a project manager who handles everything from start to finish. So they'll be responsible for sourcing the vendors, scheduling them, paying them, overseeing the progress of the project. So you know your seller have to worry about that, but you are the first point of contact just to make sure everyone's on the same page with regards to timelines and scope of work. So once they get the bids from the vendors, they present the proposal to your client. It's completely itemized with the service and the cost. And as long as your seller signs off and agrees, work can get started as soon as possible. A few things to note, my favorite questions are, well, how do you make your money? Is there an interest charged to the seller monthly? A short answer is no. Our margins will have already been factored into the vendor costs at the time the proposal is presented to your seller. The second question is, what if my seller thinks it's too expensive or they want to scale down the scope of work? At the time of the proposal, that's absolutely okay. They still haven't paid a dime. And then it's also very easy to scale down the scope of work. So they have sole discretion over any work that's done and then the cost that's spent as well. So that's pre-sale home prep. I do have a few pictures of some recent work that we've done. This was a KW South Bay project, I believe. And this is the bedroom of the same house. But then we also do take on bigger projects. So for your sellers who have a lot of deferred maintenance, but 100% equity, maybe they're looking to downsize, this would be a great option for them to increase the value of their home and not leave that equity on the table and let us do all of the heavy lifting. Which brings me to my next program under the KW Concierge umbrella, which is called Forward, also known as Buy Before You Sell. So this program is for your sellers who may need to tap into the equity to pay off their existing mortgage to be able to qualify for a new loan, or they're getting beat out by non-contingent offers. Maybe you have an estate sale that needs some work, but the seller doesn't want to pay, or the heir doesn't want to pay for the renovations. We can cover those costs up front. And then you don't lose your commission to an iBuyer for your sellers who are looking to sell quickly. So with Forward, we do purchase the property in its as-is condition for up to 70% in the first transaction. We do an appraisal and an inspection, so everyone's on the same page with regards to possible buyer concessions and then also the numbers. As long as the seller agrees, when we close, the mortgage balance is paid in the first transaction and closing costs, but then they're able to net the rest. They've also wiped their balance sheet and can work with their preferred lender to get approved for their next mortgage. At that point, now that the property is vacant, we can bring our team in, do all of the necessary upgrades and renovations, and then we relist the property with you. Once it sells on the open market, we wire the seller all the remaining proceeds plus the upside minus your agent's commissions, closing costs, our program fee, and then the cost of work if we've done any work. So I'm actually really excited to be working on a current Forward project right now with Tracy and Lorna. It's going really well. It's going to be great when all the renovations are done. It's a pretty extensive renovation project, but I'll be very excited to share the results of that with you in a few months. So this is just a timeline. As I mentioned, you either have a consultation meeting with me or a phone call, Zoom meeting. We go through the numbers. I send over a proposal. If the numbers look good, we proceed to the contract request. Everything is sent via DocuSign, very easy and seamless. And then once we get the contract back, we order the appraisal and the inspection. We can close in as little as 21 days, or if the seller needs more time because they haven't identified the next purchase, we can extend the closing for up to 6 months. So I won't belabor you with the numbers, but this is just a proposal, an example of what a property that appraised at $1 million would look like. You can see the estimated net proceeds in the first transaction, and then also the estimated net proceeds in the second transaction as well. Here's another success story that I'll leave with you. This one was in Woodland Hills. The seller needed to sell quickly to move to Minnesota to be with his ailing mother. It was a great property, great location, but needed a lot of work. So we were able to close in about 17 days for 60% of the appraised value. We put $270,000 worth of work into the property. managed all of the renovations, and then it ultimately sold for the over 1.2 million, and the seller netted an additional almost $150,000. And he was happy in Minnesota throughout this whole process. So here's my direct contact information. I'm always available for a one-on-one agent training, or if you have a seller who may be a good fit for either program, you can book a call on my calendar.